Abs in tight. If you do my classes, you've probably heard me saying that loads of times. It's a good thing to do when you're exercising. It strengthens your core and keeps you stable, helps you balance. Are there any disadvantages to holding in your abs? Well, yeah, there could be actually, because it could interfere with you breathing. Now, when you tell people to hold in their tummy and they're not used to it, they can actually hold their breath. When we breathe, we need to remember to allow the diaphragm to expand into the belly. So natural breathing does involve a little bit of belly expansion as well. And if you're holding in your abs, obviously there's a bit of a tussle between the two things there. So what's the answer? Well, we've got our exercise classes. We've got our everyday life. Let's start with the exercise classes. So I will be saying, remember to hold your tummy muscles in while you perform Pilates exercises. This protects your back, develops your core, makes it stronger and helps with balance. In Pilates, we talk about lateral breathing. And lateral breathing is where you inhale through the nose and you draw the air into your lungs and you try and expand your ribcage widthways. It's actually quite difficult to do. During an aerobics class, during a cardio class where you're moving around a lot, again, it's good to keep your abs in slightly as long as you remember to breathe because, again, it's protecting your back, it's protecting you when you do slightly twisty movements or when you're squatting, it helps keep you balanced. Let's say you're doing weight training. Now I've got some heavy looking weights here. They're not actually as heavy as they look. They're 3 kilos, still pretty heavy. Let's say I'm going to be doing some shoulder presses. So I've got my feet hip width apart, my shoulders back and down, my abs are in, and I'm going to just push up from the shoulder like so. I'm going to exhale as I push up, but I'm engaging my core. I'm holding my abs in to protect my back. As this exercise gets more and more difficult, the more I do, I could start to not only raise the shoulders to try and help me out, but I might also start to stick out my bum, arch the back more than necessary, and that would take tension and strain to my back. I'm going to put my weights down now, and when I do, I'm going to hold my abs in. So what about everyday life then? Do I hold my abs in and let that interfere with my breathing, or do I just let it all hang out and get my breathing perfectly right? I think the best way is to hold your abs in when you're doing certain things. When you're, for example, out for a walk, when you're pushing a trolley around a supermarket, that's a really good one, a loaded trolley. Keep your abs in. Driving a car, sit well, pull your tummy in when you turn that steering wheel. Again, keep the shoulders back, but let it all come from the core. That's where it begins. When you're climbing the stairs, so think about lifting up through the core, out through the top of your head. When you do hold your abs in, don't hold them in so tightly that it really is difficult to breathe. It's got to be a nice, achievable amount that doesn't interfere with your breath.